cornstarch, soy lecithin, potassium bromate. Potassium bromate! This supermarket is trying to kill us!
All the way back in 2019, I found myself overhearing a conversation regarding this thing called high fructose corn syrup. And at the time, like so many other people, I had no idea what this was, and not even to mention what it was doing in our food. High fructose corn syrup became the driving factor for me to do something I realized I had never done before, which was to look at the ingredients in the back of the food I was buying. Before this, I just never had. I can't believe I went this long never looking at the back of the food I was consuming. And it didn't take long for the high fructose buzz to make its way across America. So many people who had never even thought to look at the ingredient label, quite like me, found themselves also doing the same. High fructose corn syrup became the ingredient that I looked for in everything, and I felt that I knew it all. I felt that if a product that I was consuming did not have high fructose corn syrup, that means I was eating better than most. I was doing everything I could to eat better. All at the same time, I was ignoring every other ingredient that I couldn't pronounce alongside high fructose corn syrup. Ingredients I never even heard of, and again, nor could I even pronounce. But for some reason, this didn't bother me. And similar to our last video when it comes to the cosmetic industry, I think many of us are in the headspace of trusting the professionals. For instance, a majority of us do not know what disodium diphosphate is, so we'll just leave that to the professionals. If the professionals say it's okay, then it must be okay. The next part of my great awakening when it came to the hidden dark underbelly of the grocery store is when I realized that we don't really have as much of a choice as we think we do. For instance, like me, you might have assumed that so many different cereal companies are advertising their cereal to you as you walk down aisle 3. But that is not the case at all. In fact, when it comes to the grocery store as a whole, almost every product is owned by only 11 companies. You may have seen this chart before, but if you haven't, it can be astonishing. I remember seeing this chart for the first time and I was kind of taken back. I felt in a way that I had been duped. This realization led me down a rabbit hole of the food industry that I had never been aware of. Or in other words, the other ingredients I was so naive to. It was in this moment that I realized I had lost all trust in the food system and that there is a very real and spiritual war on our health. I was able to make the connection that this was spiritual just these last 2 years or so because I wanted to get into taking vitamins and supplements and making sure that I had every vitamin that I could possibly need. And I kind of had this light bulb moment where I realized that food is our medicine. All the vitamins that we need to feel good and to have overall good health in our bodies can be found in food, in the right food, in apples and kale and spinach and things that grow from the earth. So we have food that is God-made. This is natural God-made food. And then we have man-made food. What is man-made may be delicious and sometimes more delicious than the apple or the nectarine. But the thing is that God-made food contains everything your body needs, while food designed by man has become filled with things that destroy our body. Okay, so before we go any further, I ask you, please do your own research. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a chemist, I'm not a teacher. All I'm doing is sharing with you guys what I've experienced in my own personal life since 2019, pressing into this topic for my own health. I truly believe that God gave me this awakening, that He showed me what was in the food that I was eating. So I want to pass that along to you guys, and I want to just bring your attention to the food and the ingredients in the food that you may be consuming. Around the 1970s, synthetic food dye made its way into grocery stores across the US. And at the same time that these food dyes were introduced in the 70s, a few co-ops and natural food stores began selling pesticide-free or chemical-free produce. But labeling wasn't standardized. In 1990, the US passed the Organic Foods Production Act, which set up a framework for what organic would mean nationally. By the mid-2000s, every major major grocery chain had an organic section or private label organic line. Thus today we have so many products that are labeled as organic, which has led so many consumers to think that this is the better option. This is the healthier option. This product is healthier and better than the non-organic product sitting below it. And if you made it to the end of our last video, you probably saw me bring up this app called the Yuka app that I've been using for years. This is not sponsored by any means, but I bring it up because this was actually my great awakening moment to organic products, because I always just bought organic products because I thought they were the better option. It wasn't until one day I decided to use the Yuka app to scan an organic product that I realized that organic products do not always mean that they are such a great product. So many products labeled organic still contained ingredients that I could not believe were in the food I was eating, let alone in what would be considered the healthier option. But like sheep, we spend $3 upcharge on a product that has little to no difference at all as the one below it, all because we trust the packaging. Let's take Pop-Tarts for example, mainly because I love Pop-Tarts, but sadly the only Pop-Tarts on the market that seem like they don't have toxic ingredients in them are by Nature's Path, which includes white large writing in the top right corner that reads always organic, no artificial flavors or synthetic colors. Again, it almost seems like they know that we know, like we're onto them, like it's the food dyes that we are worried about. But although it may not contain the common bad ingredients so many now know about, it contains an ingredient called monocalcium phosphate, an additive that contains phosphorus, a mineral whose current intake exceeds recommendations. And the excess intake could disrupt bone mineralization, have a harmful effect on your kidneys, and increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. All because you ate a Pop-Tart, and the healthier option at that. Let's just say you didn't want to spend the upcharge for the organic Pop-Tarts and you were craving Kellogg Girl Scouts Frosted Thin Mints, which mind you sounds delicious. When the Girl Scout cookies come out every year, I lose all self-control, God help me. But while you are consuming Kellogg's Girl Scouts Thin Mint Pop-Tarts, you are also consuming caramel food coloring, TBHQ, monocalcium phosphate, and disodium diphosphate. Basically, you are chowing down on carcinogens and phosphorus for breakfast, all to make this Pop-Tart taste so good that you will come back for more, which most of us do. Without Jesus, I probably would. They would probably be in my pantry right now. By the way, you can make Pop-Tarts at home without words that you can't pronounce. You can find similar ingredients and more in your toaster strudels.
Pillsbury Toaster Strudel is like a Pop-Tart, but tastes better with layers of flaky pastry, juicy filling, and do-it-yourself icing.
Your cereals, and your Hostess snacks. And look, I get it. Moderation is key with so many things. Don't think I'm not grabbing the Millennial Crunch Bluebell ice cream from time to time when I am at the grocery store. But the thing is that is just sadly not the case when it comes to the average grocery shopper. These ingredients are in so many things that when you are consuming these products above the serving size that's recommended and also mixing it with other products that also contain these ingredients, most of us are consuming way above the limit that is safe. Most of our carts are full of these ingredients that we are far exceeding the safe daily intake of. And the fact is that they are stealing the life that you could be living and even leading to health problems that you might have never had. But it's so tempting to not grab that item that is staring back at you, and there is a very big reason for that. I think a lot of us underestimate the influence color has on us. Every app on your phone is designed and colored in such a way that will drive you to wake up in the morning and be tempted to click it. It's all by design. And when it comes to Kellogg's tempting you to purchase their treats, they are designed with food dye, something that drives so many Americans to be tempted to buy the Fruit Loops, the Hostess snacks, and the cherry Pop-Tarts. They are designed with ingredients that put money before your health. In recent years, food dyes have finally made the headlines that they deserve, and the effects they have been having on children since the mid-1970s are only recently coming out. Parents now being able to understand why their child may be showing signs of hyperactivity and lacking the ability to pay attention is now coming to the light.
Nothing high in fructose.
Or sucrose or dextrose.
Oh, maltodextrose. Nothing with red or number 6.
Or number 4.
Oh, yellow dye
traits that led parents to put their child on medication because they thought something was wrong with them was actually just the chemicals in the food that the parents were giving them, and parents had no idea. It was only in 2021 that California's health agency reviewed dozens of studies and found that synthetic dyes exacerbate neurobehavioral problems in some children. It's safe to say that many children in America start their day off with these food dyes before school in their giant bowl of cereal while their brains are rotting watching the television screen in the living room. It's safe to say that the grocery store is somewhere that we no longer can be naive. It can feel like walking in the grocery store when you're hungry is heaven, but in reality, there is temptation on every aisle laced with ingredients that do not have your health in mind. And I want to be very clear when I say that I am not trying to instill fear into any of you guys, for God did not give us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of self-control. And why I include that verse to close out this video is because self-control is given to us by the Holy Spirit. When you have Jesus in your life, you have control over your body. You have control to say no to the things that you know are poisoning you. You have the power to say no to the diet you may currently have that is wreaking havoc on your life. Which leads us to our third video in this series up next. I will see you guys there. God bless you, and I'll see you in the comments. Bye, guys. What's up? Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you want to see more videos to help you grow in your faith with Jesus, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also that notification bell so you are notified the second we post a new video. And I will see you guys in the comments.